Hello and welcome to my channel Making Crafts. Today I am going to be creating using the Artymaze kit that I've been using for the past 2 Thursdays, and so I'm just going to show you another project this week how you can use this kit to create other things. I will look around and see before the end of the video if I can find what we've made for the past 2 weeks, and I'll show you those at the end. But I normally do a live. For the past 2 weeks I've been doing a live and had planned on doing a live, but today I can't go live, so I wanted to go ahead and pre-record something for you using this kit since I had told you last week we continue to use it each week in May. And so I'm really loving this one. I'm using the Vinatge Floral Toppers kit. I'm also using the Butterfly Toppers kit, and I'm using the Botanical Fillers. And I'm not sure that these were intended to be fussy cuts. They are a sheet. You get several sheets actually of all types of plants and flowers and things. So I've just printed out a couple of sheets and I have fussy cut them, and I've used quite a few, so I'll probably need to print some more of those out, but we're going to use those today. And let's see, what else do I have? Okay, so with this Vinatge Floral Toppers, for the past few weeks I've been using the larger toppers, the larger not tags, but kind of like journaling cards, but I guess they're toppers. And then there's a sheet that you can print that has, this is just half the sheet. I've gone ahead and cut out half of it and left the rest. And so they're smaller little cards of these same flowers. So what I did was I used my decorative scissors to cut these out so they look like stamps. And then I've just got a lot of things here that we're going to use. And so I'll try to explain each thing as I go along. I've kind of laid everything out so I have it. I've laid out some bows and little brads to use. Also, I went ahead and I have the larger butterflies that I've been using for the past 2 weeks, but I took the larger butterflies and I printed them. I've gone ahead and cut those out, but I've printed 2 to a sheet. So what that does is it shrinks it all down. So this would have been the whole page, but it shrank it down and printed on one sheet. You got 2 of the pages, if that makes sense. And so that makes the butterflies itty bitty, which is what I wanted for today's project, since we're going to be creating paperclip banners or altered paperclip banners. I think I forgot to tell you that at the beginning. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll kind of explain everything as I go. So let me set those aside, set all my things aside. I just want to have everything handy so I can grab it as I'm working. Also, I have some scraps of lace and fabric here that I'm going to be using. I have some scraps of music sheets and book pages, and I may have to grab a few more. I just laid those here. And then I went through my scrap bins. If you've been watching my lives, and actually if you want to see my lives, you can see the replay on my channel as well for the last 2 weeks. So what you have to do is when you go to my channel, there's at the top you'll see tabs, and there'll be videos, home videos, and then the next one's live. If you click that, you'll see all the replays of the lives that I've done. And so what I've been doing in the lives also, I've just been going through my scrap bin, some of my cardstock scrap bin, and pulling out things to use to create these projects, because my scrap bin is getting way too full. So I've gone ahead today and went through the scrap bin and pulled out some strips, and most of the strips were about 2 inches wide. I'm not sure why. It must be when I'm cutting off maybe 12 by 12s, or I think these are 8 by 8s from 8 by 8 paper. I leave about 2 inches, so well, that would be right. That would make it about 6 inches, so maybe that's what I've been doing. So I just went ahead and cut those strips down to 1 7/8 just to fit right inside my paper clip here. And so I've just got a variety of strips that I'm going to use. So, and then I've also brought out some little pearls to decorate, and I've got just different things to decorate with. And then I also am going to be using, I've got some metal paper clips as well as, well, all of these are metal, but I've got just some silver paper clips, and then I have some colored ones that I thought we could try as well. So I just want to get started with my strips here. Let's just decide which color that we're going to start with. And some of these may not be 1 7/8. If the strip was already smaller, I just squared it up so that one is a bit smaller. So let's go ahead and let's start with just a brown one. And then we'll go from there and decide, how long we want it and everything. I'm thinking I'm going to fold it in half here. I think that's a good height. Well, let's see with our little stamps. We want to fit our stamps on the front of it, so we're going to fold it down just a little further. We do need to keep that in mind. So let me set this here. I want to put one of my stamps on there. So, and then we can make smaller ones without using the little stamps, but I do want to use those some today. So let's see here. Just going to fold it over like that so that they fit. And then we'll just press there. And then I'll just trim this off. And let's see, right here. And then I've gone ahead and fussy cut these out. So this is the scissors I use to fussy cut. I know that some think that it's easier to use your electronic cutting machine, and it probably is, but I never seem to get around to doing that because you have to do all that computer work ahead of time. And so I just rather get my fussy cut scissors out and just fussy cut. And so I don't know if I showed you the brand of these. This is what I cut the cards out with, and it's the Fiskars paper edgers. These are really old. They were actually my kids, and once they outgrew them, I had a whole bucket of them of all different shapes, and so it cut out different shapes. And so I, when they got older, I just took over them and started using them. I'm looking for my sponge real quick. I also have some stamps on the side that we've been using, like the postage type stamps, and also the stamps that I've been using that has the like the sewing machine stitches. So we'll probably pull those out today as well. So I want to start out by inking this. I did forget to bring my ink out, so I'm going to have to look around for it. It may be on my desk and I've just missed it. Here it is. I do have quite a few things laying on my desk because I have quite a few projects going on right now, and I just, for some reason, I feel like I need to start another one. So, but I really wanted to make these. I made a sample. I'll go ahead and show you. I made a sample the other night, and I thought it turned out so pretty. So we're going to make those today. So let's try that. Except it's going to be different because we are going to add this stamp to some, and then we'll just do butterflies on some as well. So for the stamped one, do I want to put some music sheet behind it? I might. We can try it and see. Let me see. Do I want to use my tearing ruler or this one? We'll just take a look and see what we want to do. I'm really not sure. And I'm not so certain that I may just want it going across here, and so be on part of the bottom, kind of like that. I don't know, or maybe we do it down the side here. Maybe kind of like this. And you'll still see, I think it covers it up too much. I think I'm going to go across the bottom, but I think I'm going to make it so that the music is down there since we have so much white there. And then I'm just going to tear it. This is just a regular ruler that I'm tearing with. It is a metal ruler. I love that. I got it out of the school supplies. It was on clearance. Let's figure out which side I want. It was on clearance for hardly nothing. It was less than $1. And so I should have bought up more, but I didn't. But I guess one's all I need. But I do love them. I think it's got the cork on one side and then the metal on the other. So it does come in handy. Now, I did not ink these before I started filming, so I am going to ink them fairly quickly, but hopefully it doesn't bother you for me to be inking them. I try to ink before I start filming. So I'm going to add that there. And I'm just warming up, so maybe the first one won't be the prettiest, but you have to start somewhere. Oh, I forgot to add, when I printed out this set of little topper cards, or little floral cards, the small ones, I may should put that music sheet all over the back. Let's don't worry about it. It'll be okay. So when I cut these, when I printed these out, let me get the larger sheet so I can show you. It's paper that looks tea stained, but it's not. And I honestly don't know where to find this paper anymore. I bought this paper years and years ago. It's just, back then it was more of a marbled look was what it's supposed to be. But it looks like tea stain paper. So I think there would probably be a different color if you print them on white paper. But I love this look, so I wanted to print it on that paper. I think that's a little plain, but it's okay. Like I said, the first one doesn't have to be perfect. None of them have to be perfect, but I think I'm going to add a little butterfly there. I'm just not sure which one. Maybe we just add one there, or could add it up here. We'll be covering up some of that flower. I think I'm going to put it down here. Let's just glue that on. I want to ink some of those white edges there, because when you cut this paper, the paper I printed these on was just white. It wasn't copy paper, but it's almost like copy paper. It's the 32-pound like premium paper, and I like that because it's a little thicker than copy paper, but copy paper would be fine as well. let's take and let's bring in our little postage stamp. And let me see, which one do I want? I think, let's do this one, just the easy one to get to. Now let me grab my Stampin' Block. And I'm just going to try this. I want to add a little bit of something up here. So I'm just going to stamp over the actual image and the thing here. I like that. And then what if we brought in this one right here? Looks just like when they cancel out a stamp. I guess that's what it's called at the post office when they stamp it when it comes through the mail. I thought that might look good up here. There we go. So that adds a little bit more to it. And then we could leave this one plain, or we can we could add a bow or something. Let's see. Does it need a bow or not? Oops. I may just leave this one plain without a bow. Now this is why I like lives, because you all can tell me, hey, let's add a bow or let's not. So it's going to be a little harder today since it's not a live. I don't like the pink one for sure on there. Maybe we'll just take and leave this one plain for the beginning. Now I did like to cover the back a little bit with some music sheet, just to add a little something to the back, even though it's going to be up against the page. I'll show you in a minute. We haven't even made the paperclip part yet, but it will be up against the page. But let's add a little lace first. I'm just all over the place today, aren't I? But I just want to add just a little bit of lace. I gotta find my scissors. I've already been using them before I got started filming, so I have to remember where everything's at. And I'm going to glue the lace to the back, and then we'll trim it off. I'm just going to glue it back there with my Fabri-Tac, and I want it on that side, yes. So I'm just going to add a line of glue of my Fabri-Tac here. You could use Fabri-Tac, you could use hot glue, and I even saw someone was using a little while back, I think it might be Gail. Someone had sent her some, I'm trying to figure out which way is the right way with that. Someone had sent her some, oh my goodness, was it art glitter glue? That was for fabric, but I've not tried that, so I don't know how that works or if it holds up. But there's all kinds of fabric glue out there, I think. So if you can't find the Fabri-Tac, then you can find something. Now I haven't tried. They have something like the Fabri-Tac at the Dollar Tree, but I don't think it's called Fabri-Tac. I think it's called something else, but it's by the same company. And I have wondered if that works the same. So let me know in the comments below if you have used the I think it's the Beacon brand, but I don't remember what the name of it is from the Dollar Tree. Does that work the same? Do you use that on fabric, or how does that glue? Is it good? Because I've thought about trying it. So let's just ink around the back here. We won't ink, I'm not going to ink the lace. I'm going to leave the lace. So now what we do is we have to figure out what paperclip. I'm just going to go with the, do I want the white? No, I'm going to go with the silver. But first we want to bend our paperclip. So I will, let me show you how I do that. So I made some of these a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't have my jewelry pliers in the house. They were still in the studio. So if you don't have jewelry pliers, if you have these little nipper things that you use to cut out dies, you know when you get metal dies and they have the little piece that sticks them all together and you have to clip them, you can use this. And I did use that the other week. And so just have to be really careful that you don't cut all the way through it, but you just grab it and bend it. But I have these jewelry pliers, like little needle nose pliers. I'm not even sure the correct name for them, but anything that you had that, like a type of pliers that's small that you could, I bet your husband even might have some in the shop that would work. And you just bend it back like that. And so see, you could just make a little bend in it. And the reason I did that was I like the looks of it, but I didn't do them at first when I was making some the other week. And when I did, when you go to slide on your page, this keeps getting hung. So I didn't want to tear pages with that. So I thought this was a better way to do it, and I thought it looked good. Now, the next thing you want to do is when you put this on, you want to decide if you want your paper clip, if this was your page, is it going to go on the page like this, or is it going on the page like this? I mean, sorry, like this. because that's the direction you're going to hang your paper clip. Now, that'll make sense in a second, hopefully. Now, if you decorate both sides, it's not really going to matter. So if that's, I should have put this on before I added the lace, but I'm just going to slide it in there. And you know, I may have cut these too big. I may need to cut them down, my strips down. I should have tried it before I decorated it. I wasn't thinking, so I may need to trim them all down just a little smaller. We may have to do that for the next one, but let's see if we can get that one in there. And up here at the top, I may have made a little mistake, but that's okay. I think I can still make it work for this one, and then the next one we'll trim down some. Okay. Yeah, we'll have to trim the next one down quite a bit. Well, not quite a bit, but just a bit. Let's get this up here. There we go. I could trim that edge just a little. So that, yes, I'm going to have to, because it just is not fitting the way I like. I did not pay attention when I was trimming them. I didn't test it, so you can see that maybe 1 7/8 is what the paper clip is. So you probably go, oops, I'm roughing it up a little bit. So what we need to do is just trim this off a little. So I'm just going to take my scissors and trim it down just a little bitty bit. And then we'll ink it again, and it won't matter at all. And so the next one we will make sure that we don't mess up. So I don't think there's any use in getting rid of it because of that. So let me slide it on this way too. It might be easier to slide the front in. Okay, are these larger? Oh, that's what it is. So let's just use this white one for this one because it is a bit larger. And so we'll have to, we can still curl the, so we're just going to take it, so when we slide it over it, then we're just going to glue the inside. But we can take and curl our paper clip even after you put these together, because you can do it before or after. Now what my glue decided, it's not going to work. Okay. There we go. So then we're just going to close that up, press it really good. Okay. And then we'll curl this at the top here. So this one right here, just curl it over. And there we have a little loop on it, and we have our little paper clip. So we had a little trouble with that one, so we're going to trim the next one down so we don't have that issue. So I did a little bit of, I think I must have measured off of these. These are a little bit larger. So let's try, let's see, let's try pink. I really like the pink with some of these. So I'm going to take my little, is this going to be too long? I need to trim it down anyway. So I'm going to use another one of these. So let's decide which one. I think that would be pretty. So we'll need to fold it over, and then we'll just trim it down that way. So let's just fold this over. Let's see here. Put that there. And then fold over just a little. Well, I folded over a lot, so I'll just trim the bottom off. So we'll just fold it over. This is just my scraps anyway. I'm trying to use up, so it's okay, even if we use a little extra. So I'm just going to trim this off here. And then instead of 1 7/8, let's do 1 3/4. I think that's going to be a better measurement. So I think that will be better than what I said at the beginning. And then we want to trim it off. So let's see, right here, we'll trim off about, we'll just eyeball it. Hopefully don't trim off too much eyeballing it, but we'll try. I'm going to put that in the scrap bin. I think I've used that piece up enough. So we're just going to ink. I'm just lightly inking really quickly, just in case there's any white where I trimmed it out. And then I want to ink my pink paper here. And this one didn't like being folded, so it wrinkled a little bit. That's okay. We're aging it, so that's fine. So that will go there. And I'm not sure that I want to put any music sheet behind it. I think we'll leave it like that. And then we'll add a, since this one's pink, I do have these little pink hearts. That might be cute to add down there. Let's see, what else do we want to add? We could always add a butterfly. Just looking to see if there's one we want to add. And it might be cute up there in the corner. Do I have any smaller ones? I think it's the smallest one I have. I'm not really sure. Put that up in the corner there. I don't know if everything on the same side, it might not look good. Maybe let's put this first and then we'll decide. So let's glue this down. I'm going to put a lid on this Fabri-Tac so it's not drying out while we're waiting. We'll glue our little stamp on. Then just trying to put it in the center, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Just eyeballing it. I do like that pink sticking out around it. So I have these little hole punch things that I got from Stampin' Up! Years ago that I'm going to use to put a little hole down here for that heart. But if you didn't have that, you could use your awl. They work just fine. Just the little tip of your awl and just make a little hole. That works fine as well. I do want to put this on before I glue this shut or before I add it to my paper clip. Well, you could add it. If you've already added your paper clip, that's fine. But before you glue it shut, you want to do that to put your little heart on. I think that's cute on there. I'm just looking around to see what else I have laid out to put on these. I don't know about the bows today. I keep adding them, but I'm not sure about them. We do have some different lace. I have some pink lace. Is it going to be too much pink though? What if I added it right in the center there and had it peeking out? I do kind of like that. Or we could add it to this side this time, since we added it to the other side last time. So I do like that. I'm going to trim that off, but I'm not going to add it yet. I think I'm going to add it to the paper clip first and then add it the lace. So I'm just going to go, I think that pink's too bright. I'm going to go with this, just the regular metal one, and we already have the little loop on this one because that's the one we created last time. Now, which direction do I want this one to go on a page? I think I'm going to go the paper clip. If your paper clip gets bent out of order or out of shape, you can always just, work with it. So, let's see. I'm going to add it like this, I think. There we go. And then this bent out of shape a little. Let's get that bent down there. Just a little bit and work with it there. Don't want it over top of them. There we go. So then we're going to add our lace. I think these are a lot of fun. So I have my lace in there. I'm not gluing it shut yet, just in case I have something. I don't think there's anything else I'm going to want to add before I glue it shut, but just want to take a look real quick. Oops, I'm just sliding that all around. I want to make sure that I have it pulled as far back as I want it, so it's not too much lace sticking out. I like it like that. Now you could add lace to both sides, but I kind of like it just on one side. Let's see, is there anything else I need? I don't think so, so I'm going to glue it shut. And then I'll probably realize there was something I needed, but that's okay. We can do that to the next one. But I think these look really pretty on a page. And when you add them to your journal, you can use this to, clip in a pocket or something like an envelope. I'm going to press that down there where that metal piece is. I think that's really pretty. So, let's see. They're similar but different. So we have that one and then this one. And they're different sizes, but I like that. And we could go back and add a butterfly if we thought it needed it. Kind of like that. We could add it. But I really don't want to cover up my flowers, so I don't want to add it somewhere that's going to cover up a flower. I'm going to hold off on that butterfly for now. Okay, so we have two using these little stamps, or little cards that I turned into stamps. Let's take and let's see here. Let's use some of these botanicals and let's choose one of these. what if we went with another brown that kind of keeps it neutral and easy to do the colors. Let's see, which brown do I want to try? And I'm going to measure these real quick. Let me lay it up here and measure. These are about 2.25. So that means that would be 4.5. So I'm just going to cut this down to 4.5. And then I'm going to fold it in half. And I'll use my pressing tool to just press that down. Let me get that paper where I punched the hole was right there. Okay, and so I'm looking around. I think I want some music sheet, and we're going to use some of these little botanicals. And let's go from there. Now we could do different shapes. We may change into a different shape in a second, but let's just try. So I'm just going to add this here. Looking around for my ruler, I've kind of covered everything up. Okay, so I'm just going to tear there, and then I want some of the brown still showing, so I'm just tearing the music sheet to be just a little smaller than our little flap here. And then I'm going to ink it so you can kind of see those edges more. I think it helps it to pop, but you don't have to ink it if you don't like inking. You can still create these without the ink it, and like you can create these with all kinds of things. You don't have to use the same stuff that I'm using. Use what you have. Dig around your house and see what you have. If you don't have any book pages or music sheets, you know, if you don't have music sheets, I can't get that word out, then use book pages. If you don't have either of those, you could use old magazines. I don't know if people still get newspapers, but if you had old newspapers, you could use those. You could use all kinds of things. So let's see, I'm thinking this little one, but let's just dig through here and see. Kind of like that there. And I don't know if we want to add 2 flowers or just 1. I might add 2 like that. And then we have butterflies. Let's see. I might take this one off because we're just covering it up with a butterfly anyway. And then we just kind of do it like this. And then I feel like we need something in that upper corner if we do that. Just looking around to see what all I have. Looking at my lace, and I had a little piece here that I wanted to use, but I'm thinking it would be best along the bottom there. I might do that along the bottom. Or would this cream colored one look better along the bottom of this one, just to match the colors? I'm thinking, or we can do it like we did the other one on the inside. I like that on the inside. So let's just do that on the inside and just trim it off. And we'll add it once we, oops, I'm trying to get the right width. We'll add it once we, you know, glue the inside together. There we go. And I'm just going to look through this again. I'm going to look and see what other ones. This one's a bigger flower. That might look better. And then let's bring in, let's see, that butterfly or the blue one. I don't know. I like this one. I like this one. But I don't know if I want the butterfly. Kind of like the butterfly at the bottom here. And then we have the lace we can add. And I don't like the bows today, do I? So I'm looking around because I've got all kinds of things laying here. Maybe just like some little pearls at the top. We'll add that at the end then. So let's go ahead and glue all these little pieces down. I got to think about it while I was gluing it. We do have, or I do have, I'll push that more to the top. I have some like little leaves and things that was on those sheets, unless I've used them all up. That one's too big. Let me throw that aside there. Just some plain greenery. I'm just trying to see. I may have used those up on other things. I wonder what that would have looked like behind there before it dries. Let's see if I can raise that up. If I put that, no, it ain't gonna come back up. It's stuck pretty good. So I'm just gonna stick that butterfly there, or this one. I think this one. We have had terrible weather this week. It's been so rainy, which I guess we needed the rain, but it's been so rainy and so dreary. And today is, we had some sun this morning, but it's been a little more overcast this afternoon. But so I'm surprised that my girls, all my dogs, are being really quiet and letting me film, because they've been stuck inside again because it's so muddy out. I was thinking maybe that might look pretty on there, but I'm not sure. Maybe just maybe some of these pink ones. Let's see if my eye will help me to put these on here. There we go. And then maybe a couple of different sizes mixed up on here. I like that. It's a little different, but I like it. And so then we just got to find a paper clip, and once again we need to curl our paper clip. I'll show you how I curled it with the nippers, but it's not, or I don't know if these are clippers, nippers, but it's not as easy with them as it is with the actual tool that you use, but you just do the same thing. You just start working it and bending it over. But I know that everybody doesn't have the jewelry tools, so I'm just showing you, maybe look around and see what kind of pliers your husband has or you have. So see, it still does about the same. Is that blurry? My camera goes in and out with how blurry it is or not. So then we're going to just slide this on here. Uh-oh, we didn't trim this one down. I'm going to trim it on both sides. I'm a mess today, aren't I? So let's just trim a little off here, and then a little off here. For some reason I thought I did, but maybe I just didn't pay attention what I was doing. I'm starting to think I may have grabbed the wrong paper clips today. Let me find my box and see, because these seem smaller. I've got lace everywhere. There may be different sizes in here, and I didn't realize it. Maybe not. It does seem to fit that one a little better. So we'll just curl this one over. Okay. I don't know. It is a little tight. I think I'm going to trim it off a little bit more. Like I said, this is how some days go with crafting, you know. You forget to measure, you forget to do these little things, but it's still fun. For me, it doesn't matter. We're creating these for junk journals, so we don't want to stress it too much. This is supposed to be fun. And really with these, it doesn't matter if you miss the measurement just a little. Now I don't have the brown on the side, but the ink in I think fixes it. So let's just try to remind me next time. That's why I need to be live, so you can remind me next time to measure it. I really thought we did, but maybe it was the one before we measured. The one we did before this one. I don't know. So I'm going to add this down at the bottom. I forgot to add a little bead of glue there. Okay. We'll just add this in there like that, and then we can trim off the excess that's on the edge there. I'm going to put it all on one side so it'll be easier to trim off. Okay, I'm going to pull that down just a little. Well, we'll get that in just a moment, like I want it. And we'll trim this off. There we go. I like that. So let's just push that back up. So I'm making sure that the wire of the paper clip is right, I got glue all over me, right there inside of, at the top of this fold over. And then you want to just press it down so that that glue does hold it there. And it won't slide around. So that's very pretty. I like that. Even though I made some mistakes there. I like it. I think I will cover the back though with some music. Just some music paper, just to add a little interest to it. And you could decorate the back. Like I said, you can decorate the backs of these as well if you want to. Let me see here. Yep. Just add a little bit more glue. Oops, my glue's oozing out, so I'll just use what's been oozing. Wipe it around there. So these come together really quickly, but they are a lot of fun. And I'm hoping that, like I said at the beginning, that just showing you how you can use one, well, I'm using probably 3, so, but how you can take a digital kit that you bought, and with papers you wouldn't be able to do as much probably because, you know, you use them up. With digital kits you're able to, you know, reprint. But I was hoping this week or this month I'm showing you how you can use them in several different projects, so that I'm on a budget myself, and so when I buy something I want to really make it go a long ways and be where it's, you know, something that I can use over and over. And so each one of these have looked different, and I think they'll go in different journals. So all of these won't go in the same journal. And so that's what I like about it too. I'm making up things for different journals. We've got 3 made. Let's make one more, and then we probably will be out of time. But let me look around and see what we're going to make it with. Let's see here. We have this yellow paper, but I don't know if it's long enough for one. So let's see. It's going to be a little shorter. Maybe we just fold it over like this. That's what we'll do. So I'm just folding it over so it doesn't match at the bottom, but that's okay because I'll show you how we can fix the back. We can add something. We can do something there, I think. We'll try. We'll see. Let's see. Is this one? Is it too wide? It is. So let's cut it down to, I think we said 1 3/4 would be better. We'll try it on there. Sorry about that. It's kind of loud when I slammed that down. We'll try it on there to see, and then we'll know if we need to trim it down more. I think that fits good. It fits tight, but it fits good. Okay, so now let's look around. We could add the stamp with the yellow, or we might have to make, I don't have 2 of the yellow, but I was going to say we may have to make another one because I have 2 ideas I want to try. So we could do a butterfly one, or we could do the stamp one, but I wanted to stamp on this paper first. So it's kind of like last week's project where we stamped on the background and then decorated it up. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this on it and just stamp it, and then we will add in this one. These are just stamps that I'm going to open this up so it's not sticking up like that. These are just stamps that I'm not really sure where I got them. They're just inexpensive stamps I got somewhere, and probably Amazon. But you can find stamps like this all over the place. Yeah, you can find them, especially on Amazon. You can find ones like this that just have to do with mail. I just made everything, all those butterflies and everything go flying. I do have to take some time and clean this desk up in the next little bit. Put some there. And then we have this one here, these little lines. Maybe we add those there and here. I didn't add any to the back there, so I need to add some just in case we see it. I don't know if we're going to cover it up or if we'll see it. I think I'll come back in with just a postage circle there too. Okay, so that's really busy. Okay. Now we have to decide what's going on it. If we're putting the butterfly, or if we're doing, if we put the stamp, you're not going to see much of it at all. Then we have this little yellow flower here, but that may be too much yellow. I don't know. Looking around. Just seeing what I have and what fits. maybe that, along with an itty bitty butterfly. Not my favorite yet, so let's see. Maybe add a little bit of the music sheet to the center or to the side, maybe over to the side, and then add the flower. That might be pretty. We could try that. Let's ink this though. I think it makes it look so much better once you ink the edges. Okay. So just add that. Like I said, I'm making these for different journals, so we do want to have different colors and different things. And then, let's see, add this in here. Kind of like that, I think. It's just scraps and a few pieces of paper that we can reprint if we don't like it, right? So we just got to give it a try. Sometimes I'll make something like this, and at first I'm like, I'm not sure about it. And then the more I look at it and stuff, I really love it. So sometimes it has to grow on you. So I'm just going to do it like that. Maybe up there a little bit. And then I don't think bows are going to look right on these. I think we're going to go with some lace though. Got a little dolly here. That might have been cute on it. I do have some canvas here, some little canvas strips. That might look good along the edge there. That's what it's going to look like on the back. Still like it. So I'm going to do that. Okay. I think it's going to go on this one. I'm not going to use these for today, I don't think. It's going to just go on the metal one. I think it's easier to match up with the metal. I'm just going to use my tools here to just turn it that way. There we go. And then I'm just going to add this to it. It goes over like that. Kind of like it on the back like that. And then we're going to have the fabric though. So we're going to have to put something else back here, I do believe. So let's add the fabric there, and then we'll decide what goes next. My computer, I hope it's not really loud on the mic, but my computer over here sounds like it's about to take off. I don't know, the fan is running on it, and it sounds like it's about to take off somewhere. I don't know why it's gotten so loud lately. It's just, it has. I don't know. It's just that fan keeps running. I don't know. Hope it's not overheating. I use it for my filming, so hopefully it's not gonna. I hope it's not gonna quit on me. Okay. So I want to cover that up somehow. So let's just look and see what we have. Because I'm not sure that I like the back with that. Did I cut any yellow off? I don't think I did I? It was a short piece. So what if we just add another piece here? I might need to go through my scrap bin and see if I do have, here's a little yellow piece. That would work. Let's cut it down and see. I know it's bright, but at the same time, I think that it should work. Okay. So I'm just going to add that there, and I'll just ink it. I think once I ink it, it's going to work. Yeah, that looks good. And then maybe I stamp it up a little bit so it's like the other one. That's upside down, but that's okay. And let's just add a little bit of this, and that should be good. There we go. So now let's just add it in here, and then we'll go from there on how we're going to do it. Might add something else. Okay. We could take and add this flower to the back of this one, so both sides are decorated. But I don't know that I like that. I don't know that I want both sides decorated. Let's glue it shut first. Putting lots of glue on that fabric so it'll stay closed up. So I just press again up here at the paper clip to make sure you get it good and tight. That way it doesn't slide around or anything. There we go. I do like that one. And the back side is okay like that. Could always add something to the back just to kind of decorate it up. I think I will just add a little butterfly. Or maybe a really big butterfly. Okay. And so that is another way to use these bits and pieces that I've been using through the weeks. So here are the ones we created. I want to show you in my journal how we can use them. Now, this is not your normal size journal. This one's a 4 3/4 by 7 3/4. It's a little bit smaller than a normal size journal, but this is mine, and so I created these for a normal size journal, but I think they'll work just fine in this one. So let me show you in my journal how they actually work. So let's see, let's find one that goes, so like this one, that's what I was talking about, the direction that it goes. It depends on which page it's going to go on. So like this one goes that direction, it'll be on the page like that. And then this one goes the opposite, so I'll show you that one as well on this page. Now, of course, this one is, I've got this, so you have to kind of work with them some if your little clip is to the front. But of course, this one probably doesn't match this book, but that just kind of gives you an idea. So I like how that piece is hanging off the edge there of your page. So you'll have that sticking out. And so this one is, it doesn't matter which way you do them. So that is one way. Let's just add them on here so you can see them. I may have made too many the same direction that I'm not going to be able to show you all of them on pages. Let's just see here. My mind goes, when it goes to the left-hand side, my brain does not work that direction. But these do work that way. Every time I go to the left-hand side, it's like my brain does not want to put it on. I think I've used my right hand to put it on. Okay, so that's really crazy. But I am definitely right-handed. So there you go. Here we go. And you can just bend these into shape. And we have one more. So let me slide this up. I don't think it's going to fit on here. But you have this one. So I think that they turned out beautiful. I love, like I said before, I love these. Now, I'm not associated with Artymaze. I just purchased these from her Kofi, so it's not like it's an affiliate or anything. I just purchased these and really like them and like sharing them with you. So I hope that, I've got glue all over my fingers, but I hope that you have enjoyed seeing me create these, and I hope that it's inspired you. And if you've missed my other replays, I know the replays are a little bit longer because they are lives, and sometimes when I'm live, well, last week I went on and did not realize how I thought it had been 45 minutes. It had been an hour and 45 minutes. So if you want to, you could speed up the video from last week, and so you can see what I created, or you can, skip through it a lot to see what I created. So here are some of the things we created in the other lives. If you want to check those videos out, I will link them below. So this is just a flip out for a journal page. And then this one is another little flip out. And like I said, these are for different journals. So it doesn't matter that I've got a lot of the same things. I'm just creating ephemera so that when I make journals, I have things to put in it. So those will be flip outs on pages. This is a flip out as well, but instead of just being a flip out, you have your image up front here, but then you have your back pockets, and you'll have a pocket here. And I've not created anything for this pocket yet. But you have that pocket, and here's another one just like that. With this one has a pocket up front, and then the pocket in the back and top. So this was last week's video, so you can see that. And here's another one from last week. And so it's got all the pockets and things. And so I really love this kit. It's really pretty on everything. So this is the first week when I went live, and so you can see that. I'll try to link to all the videos, like I said. So this is a journaling card that I created, and a tag I created just collaging and doing these. And so then this one is from last week as well, and it's another flip out using a book page, and then you've got the pockets and then a pocket in there. So I've got quite a few things made up now for my journals, and so I'm hoping to start on another journal soon, and I have an idea for a journal that these are going to go really well with. So I hope that you have enjoyed seeing me create these, and hopefully it's inspired you to get out your papers and create something. And I wanted to hold it up close so you can see that little heart. I think it's so cute, and so I really do love these. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.